I quit my $120,000 a year job at Accenture to follow my passion as a filmmaker. And here's the lessons I learned. Thank you guys for being here, being part of my channel. Please hit subscribe and like this video so we can create a larger community for BIPOC filmmakers like myself so that we can be the industry as opposed to just chasing the industry all day. In this space, we are the industry, we are the opportunity, we are the bag. We're not chasing the bag, we are the bag. So please hit subscribe to grow this community and create more opportunity for people like us. So let's get right into the video of why I quit my $120,000 a year job at Accenture to follow my passion as a filmmaker and the lesson I learned. So I started working at Accenture in 2020 as part of the pandemic. I've talked about this a lot on my channel. Most of my jobs that I get kind of just fall out of the sky, especially in tech. Especially working a day job in tech, most of my jobs kind of just show up. Basically, I just get a call from a recruiter. Hey, this company wants to interview you. I interview, I get the job. I can't say I put a tremendous amount of work into finding this job. It just kind of showed up. So in about June 2020, I started working for Accenture. This is during the pandemic, so I was sitting at home all day. They shipped me a laptop. We did a lot of things like, I-9 verification and background checks. All that was done remotely. And they stationed me at their client, the California Department of Welfare. And I worked there for about a year. It was a great opportunity. It was a lot of intense programming. After about a year, when that opportunity closed, Accenture stationed me at the other client, which was Kaiser Permanente. And that actually was not a computer programming role. That was a software testing role. And it was not for me. I am not a tester. I am a programmer. I'm a coder. I'm not a test engineer. And obviously, there's no shade, but it's just not my thing. I don't really do that. So a lot of times, they didn't have me doing a lot of work. A lot of times, it was just kind of like sitting around waiting for work to pop up. So there were a lot of times where I was getting paid to do nothing. And again, after the initial salary of $50 an hour came up in 2020, after the first year, it was bumped up to $51.50 an hour. If I had worked consecutively that entire year, I probably would have made about $115, $120-ish if I took no vacations and worked straight through the year. But I say all that to say, it was a lot of money and it was a lot of times where I was getting paid to do nothing, which is great. At Accenture, I was working with Kaiser Permanente, but Kaiser Permanente kind of had me on the bench for a few weeks, And being on the bench means being employed and drawing your full salary while not actually doing any work. The reason for that is they want you to be on call so that when work does happen, you can hit the ground running and you're already beyond your background checks and all the things you have to do to set up. All that stuff is over with and you're ready to actually start working so that when the work does happen, it happens instantly. So they kind of get the formalities out of the way and pay your full salary just so that when work does happen, it's instant. So yeah, of course the benefit of that is I'm getting paid my full salary to do nothing, which opens up tons of time to be a filmmaker. So yeah, but at the end of it, towards April, I was just so burnt out in software testing, and it wasn't even stimulating work. It was it was stupendously easy work, but it was very boring and it was very, very mind-numbingly boring. And even though it was very easy, it was still very stressful, even though it was easy. It was still very, it still was soul-crushing, even though it was easy. That's how boring it was. And towards April, May of 2022, that's when all those periods of not working and getting paid for it, that was kind of over because they had their ducks in a row and they were really ready to keep having us actually work for our paychecks, which does not happen often. No, well, which is not always the case. Working in enterprise services, there is a lot of downtime where you get paid to do nothing, working at home, which is great. But once that was over and wasn't going to happen at Kaiser Permanente anymore, I had to make that choice to walk away from it so that I could really focus on life, which ain't work. I was so burnt out of doing software testing that I actually quit. I told my manager Vignesh that I was quitting both Kaiser Permanente and Accenture, and I was walking away from a job that pays that much. So I told my manager, Vignesh, that I was walking away from this job because it just was not my passion. I did not want to be involved in it anymore. It wasn't good for my mental health. And I left. I left Accenture and Kaiser Permanente to just go out. I decided to just go out on my own and just see what happens. And that was the major lesson that I learned as a part of this. You know, I learned that once you go out and take that leap of faith and step out on faith, the door does open. Now, have I made $1 million in filmmaking? No, I have not. But the door that wound up opening was my job at Cognizant. It's another enterprise services company that often pays you to do nothing, and it pays a whole lot more than I was making at Accenture. So I'm telling you, like, once you take that leap of faith, once you step out on faith, the door will open. So now I'm back to where I used to be, which is working at an enterprise services company while being on the bench, which means getting paid to do nothing, drawing your full salary while doing nothing, and also it opens up all this time to do filmmaking and to do this channel and to do the film Love Junior that I'm currently working on. So I'm really, really excited about that. So I took a leap of faith, I stepped out, and the door opened. If you step out, the door will open. That's the key to this video. When I quit that job, I felt so free and I felt so open and ready to accomplish my actual life purpose, which is not in a 9-to-5 day job. And I'm really, really excited about really just going after my purpose and my calling and the freedom and purpose and passion that comes along with that. I have a lot of fun making these videos and making other like larger cinematic films as well. And I just think that being off work is really, really great for your mental health. It's not great for your bank account, but it's great. It's so freeing and it's so great for your mental health and your creative expression that it's worth the loss in money, which actually doesn't exist. Yeah, that's all I had to say. So if you would definitely just have a look over here at some of the other videos that I have on my channel that I think will be great for you, then I would definitely appreciate that. And please like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.